I am back on the beautiful island of Lindisfarne where I am being blown about by the wind. But it's fantastic to be here because this little island in the North Sea is the place where there was once an early medieval monastery that was famously raided by Vikings. Our team of archaeologists has been here for 3 weeks excavating the remains of that very monastery. It's been amazing. We've got a fantastic team of archaeologists made up of students from Durham and Cambridge, and also our wonderful team of venturers who have come in from all over the country and all over the world to help us unearth the remains. So what has it been like to dig here this year, and what have we found? Well, let's go and take a look. So welcome to the eastern half of the trench where we know there is an early medieval and medieval burial ground. For the last few years we've been uncovering lots of burials that are all very similar. They've all had very few grave goods and have all been lined up facing to the east. But this year things have started to change. We found a stone-lined box which we don't yet know what it is. We've removed it. We're still trying to figure it out. So if you've got any ideas about what might have been here, then do drop your ideas in the comments. But it's over here where things are starting to get even more interesting. What we have here is what we think is a possible shrine or tomb burial. You can see the burial is raised above the ground, and we found a fragment of marble that would have been used for making an altar placed on the top. So it seems to be someone who was really high status, really revered within the church, and was given this very special type of burial. But it's what's right next to it that we're really interested in. Right next to it, we think we've found a chest burial, and Emma here has been excavating it for the last week. Can you tell us what a chest burial is and how you know that's what it is?
So it's basically a coffin-like container, except it's a chest instead. And we know that it's a chest because, so we found a load of nails right around the outside of the grave cut, so that shows us that there's a container of some sort. But we know it's a chest rather than a coffin because we had this large iron plate that was about here in the grave, and we think that that's the lock plate from the chest.
That is really wonderful. And I know those kind of burials are quite rare in this region. So can you tell me why finding this chest burial is so interesting and so important for this site?
It must have been a high status person in it because, like you said, they're really rare. And you only find them on ecclesiastical sites in the north. So it exactly fits for where we are.
And is it the first one that's ever been found on Lindisfarne?
It is, yes. We haven't had a chest burial here yet.
That is really, really wonderful stuff. So I know you're really busy and there's a lot more still to do. So I'm going to let you crack on, and I look forward to what you find out later on. In the meantime, I'm going to take the rest of you over to the other half of the trench. So come on, follow me this way. Come on. We're now coming into the other half of the trench, and this is where we've been finding lots of evidence of industrial and metalworking activity. Over here to my left is where we think we found a copper working area. We found droplets of copper, burnt stuff, post holes that might have formed a structure all around it. And what's really nice is that the evidence that we have from here all dates to the early medieval period. So it all ties in really nicely with the early medieval monastery that we've been looking for, and gives us evidence of what the monks and the lay community around were actually producing at that time. But what is actually really exciting, and what we're all really, really pleased about this year, is what's over here. So you might have heard about our big, round, burned circular feature. If you've been watching our series or following us online, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been stumping our archaeologists for the last 2 years. We've been trying to figure out, what is this strange, big, round, burned circular feature? And this year, we think we have finally figured it out. And I can think of no better person to talk to and tell us what it is than Art, who has travelled all the way from San Francisco to help us figure it out. Hi Art.
Hello.
How are you doing? What is happening over here? What do we think we are sitting in the middle of now?
So what we think we're in is most likely a lime kiln, and this is where they would have roasted the limestone to make quicklime to make the mortar for that Norman priory. And lime kilns from this area are really, really rare. And the really exciting features we have in here are a flue where we think we have some of the last timbers that were burnt in the final firing of this kiln.
That is fantastic stuff. To be able to add to the story of this incredibly famous priory with something about how it was built, and even to find the last timbers that were built in its construction, it is really wonderful stuff. Thank you so much for helping us to finally get to the bottom of this bit of the story of Lindisfarne. It is really wonderful stuff. But there is just one more thing that I want to show you guys. You're going to have to step in and follow me over here. Watch your step as we come out the other side. Come on, come with me. Now, the thing that I want to show you, I actually have in my pocket. We've been finding loads of really wonderful things this year, including name stones, stones with strange inscriptions and practice carvings on them, coins, all sorts of things. But one of my favourite finds so far is this small little piece of bone comb. It's the kind of thing that would have been used either to brush hair or maybe even a beard, and you can still see where the teeth were. But if you take a really close look, what you can see is what looks like some possible runic lettering along one edge of it. Now, whether that was someone's name or something else, we don't quite yet know. We need to take it to the finds room to get it cleaned up and be able to take a closer look and find out. So that brings us to the end of our tour. And thank you to everyone who has been digging with us this year and who has been watching online and supporting us from home. Thanks to everyone for being part of this. Behind me, you can see our favourite pub, the Crown and Anchor. And I think for everyone's hard work and on such a lovely sunny day, I think we all deserve a pint. Who fancies one? Yeah, let's do it. You can come too. So come on, let's go.